the end. Ah, oh, you see, this is interesting. This some guy, some soldier here was in a hotel and he ate something, and he has decided now who is going to pay. Oh, but he pretends like he doesn't have enough money or what's happening? Oh, he's now searching himself very much. Oh my god. What? But no, this lady next to her has given her a bunch of money just to pay for this, and it is incredible. Oh my god. Is this his wife or her wife or what's up? I'd like to know, but either way, still some good vibes. You see, this is interesting, man. And he gave that guy the waiter there a huge tip, which is nice.
I just got into it with the new neighbor. She said she wants to beat me up. She just said she wants to beat me up and that she has 2 boys your size and that they want to beat you guys up. Will you guys go help me? Okay. Are you going to help me? Yeah.
How to debunk a flat earther with realistic footage of a rocket from an airplane.
You see like the bright light back there?
Incredible.
Wow.
Still see it?
Yep, it's in the camera. Look how fast that's going, man. Look how fast.
Are you getting enough video?
Yep.
Yeah, folks, space shuttle's going off the right side of the aircraft right now. Those of you on the right side of the aircraft, you can see the space
Wow.
shuttle. On the left side of the aircraft, you can probably see people on the right side of the aircraft looking at the space shuttle.
Plane's gonna tip over. Everybody's leaning on the right side. That is remarkable. I would actually set at the VIP section with watch and launch.
Yeah.
But I've never seen it from the air.
Yeah. That's incredible.
Come on, air right, buddy. That's great.
Can you still see okay?
Yep, thank you. Faster than us.
Now listen, we don't want to have anybody complain because we were late. See, y'all got to see that. Then you can complain because we were late. Got it? All right. Drinks are on the house, too.
We can pan over real quick so I can get a full shot of the ground and everything. I know. Alright, well, I think that's good. What do you think?
Oh yeah, I'm still in awe.
5 things that I would never do as a cardiologist. Number 1, tell people to avoid eggs. Big mistake. Eggs are a cocoon for a baby chicken. It's like a multivitamin. Eggs are phenomenally healthy. Don't worry about the cholesterol in eggs or any other food. Cholesterol is healthy. Don't believe the propaganda. Number 2, I would never tell people to stop drinking coffee. Coffee is fantastic for cardiovascular health. Less AFib, less heart attacks, less strokes, people live longer. Number 3, I would never tell people to eat oatmeal. Oatmeal is just, again, pure propaganda. The Quaker Oats Corporation, Kellogg's, Nabisco, and others. Oatmeal is for horses, maybe, probably not even for horses. It's not really for human consumption. We do not need it. It's not part of our ancestral diet, hunter-gatherer diet, all propaganda. Don't believe it. Number 4, I would never tell people to go low fat. Fat is super healthy. Polyunsaturated fats, seafood, Animal products, eggs, even raw dairy is a fantastic source of fat. Nuts and seeds are fat. Olive oil is pure fat. Everybody knows olive oil is healthy. So again, never follow any kind of low-fat recommendations. Again, 1970s propaganda. The medical doctors follow through with it because the medical doctors have no idea about nutrition. And number 5, I would never tell people to see a traditional doctor who's not looking for the cause. We have to look for the cause of why you have palpitations, coronary artery disease, atrial fibrillation, high blood pressure, abnormal cholesterol, had a heart attack or a stroke, whatever it may be. We always tell people to look for the cause.
Ni Elmar Deja. What's happening? Yo! Yo!
I'm going to give you the way to the end of human suffering right here, right now, in less than a minute. And that is, we have been programmed to think that happiness is external to ourselves. If we only got this, or when this happens, then I will be happy. No, it never works that way. Oh, it may give you temporary relief here and there, but true happiness and the end of suffering is to realize that it's within. Happiness is within. It's a state of being present, being still, being here now. It's as simple as that. And I know you're going to say, well, my circumstances are this. That's external. Your circumstances will change if you change and stop striving after what you think will make you happy.
Much love to yourself, man. Good vibes.
Look at this train they found in Kalmuk in Russia, guys. Old totalitarian locomotives. They were built in 1604. And as they dug and dug and dug, they found hundreds of them, guys. We've been reset so many times for some reason, guys. They've been doing it. Look at that.
Did you know that when a short person waves at you, it's called a microwave?
The only person that deserves your time, your effort, and your heart is the person that doesn't make you feel like a fucking option. Always remember that.
You are the best, man. Much love. Oh, these are some beautiful looking cats. What do they want?
Falling is a way to hide a card in your hand without anybody seeing it. And there's a few different ways you could go about doing this. Like this, for example. But the problem with this technique is if you do it even slightly wrong, people could see what you're doing and you could get caught. What I want to show you right now is something called the invisible palm, and it's one of the best ways to palm a card, but also one of the best ways to cheat in a game of cards. I'll use the 1, 2, 3, 4 aces to demonstrate this. Watch carefully. Just like the regular palm, the invisible palm starts off in the same position, but then you just squeeze it down so it's invisible. And then whenever I need that card, I could just set it right down on the table. Let's do this again. 2 and 2. Watch this next one once again. All I have to do is squeeze it, and it goes right into the invisible palm. And then when I need that card, I just come over and I could set it right down on the table. Watch this last one. It's my favorite. The Ace of Hearts. I'll keep it separate from the other cards. And you'll actually see the moment, the instant, I could put the ace in the perfect palm and make it invisible. And once again, whenever I need that card, I could just set it right down on the table.
How does that guy do that? Is that witchcraft?
Here are just a few examples of the alterations of the skies from the old world photographs. Just take a look at that, those two trees. It is clear as day, or clear as whited out sky. And here's another one from the Civil War. And the trees are a dead giveaway. I don't know if whoever was altering these just kind of phoned it in that day or what. And here again, just look at the tops of those flags. This is at the World's Fair in Omaha, Nebraska. You know, one of those temporary fairs that only lasted 6 months and they tore all of it down. But just look at the clear coloring difference from the skies, from the flag area to the ones above it. And here again is just another really sloppy job from Germany. And in a lot of these, it's not just the skies you want to look for. Taking a closer look at that building on the left there, just look at all those poor line jobs. Most definitely right here. All the way up. And again, here's another example from a picture of the San Francisco Great Fire and earthquake. Just look at that poor line job all on every one of these buildings here. Just a few examples of many that I feel really highlight the alterations in the skies. Now you may ask, the reason for the altered skies? I believe these guys have a big part in that. Airships, air travel was around a lot longer than they tell you. Flying vehicles like airships and other activities, they don't want you to see because it would contradict their narrative of history. Or perhaps even creatures that once flew in our skies they don't want you to see. Question everything, friends. Until next time.
Oh my god! Why would they hide such information?
When you see someone like the Pope, and he's got the staff with the pine cone on it, not only is that interesting, but he's wearing a mitre hat. That hat he wears is the same hat that the Nomo and Awanas wore in that symbolic way to show their influences to those civilizations. So think about how bizarre that is. We're told that all this stuff is fantasy and a myth, the Anunnaki and these influences of beings and creating these civilizations and all this stuff. None of it's real, and yet the highest of our religious establishments has a pine cone on their staff and the hat worn by one of the ancient influencers of those cultures. The key to all ascension is simply balance and knowledge. The knowledge of balance and the knowledge and wisdom needed provides you the way to the top, the way to, as they've said, heaven and all these other various things along the way. That way is being guarded, very guarded by these powerful individuals. Those individuals are tasked simply with protecting that knowledge from us because it would allow us to be free. And it would completely, the control of religions would fall apart. Everything would change.
Ah! Oh my god! Do you think that is true?
I'm going to tell you exactly why there is so much chaos and genocide and war and hatred happening in the world right now. Some of you are not going to believe me, but this is the truth. So I ask you to sit and listen. As within, so without. Yes, the reason why there is chaos happening outside in this physical reality is because there is huge amounts of chaos happening internally within the individuals on this planet. We are energy beings, and we are quite literally creating the world that we live in. We are creating this reality. That's how powerful we are. But we have not been taught that. We have been fed lies, and the true alchemists, the true masters of this reality, do not let themselves get sucked into the lies that we are being fed. When you are able to wake up and see this world for what it really is, that is when true change can happen. As within, so without. This shit is going to continue happening until more and more people start to wake up. Because those who are waking up and people who are doing the real work, they are doing the real work that is quite literally helping humanity. They not only are healing themselves, but they are healing the collective consciousness, because we are one. We are a collective. Individuality is simply an illusion of this reality. It's an illusion. Collectively, we are manifesting this chaos in the world. We are collectively manifesting this chaos in the world. So if you're somebody that speaks of the chaos and you're somebody who is blaming the other people, stop. Take that energy and turn it inward and start doing the internal work. Start healing yourself. Stop judging others. Stop that shit, because you are making it worse by doing so. 1111, as I say that. Love and light.
Much love to you, man. You are a wonderful soul.
There are body language moves you can do to be seen as confident and powerful. One is, I'm doing it now. If you're seeing me, it's called steepling. It's fingertips to fingertips, making like a church steeple. When we steeple people, we intimidate people. The higher the steeple, the more intimidation. So it's a sign of confidence. So a nice low steeple, especially if you're a woman in a meeting and men are like over talking you, instead of saying, let me finish with the palm down gesture, you just lean back and steeple. Someone else at the table will quiet down the people who are interrupting you. So that when we steeple people, we intimidate people. It's a sign of confidence. You could either stop looking at them or look at their forehead, and you would think that they don't feel it, but when someone's being disrespectful, if you look at their forehead, it can change it. I don't want to get into some advanced stuff, but I'll tell you this. When we talk to people, I talk out of my right eye into your left eye. And when you can do this to a waitress, and they come to take your order, and you just focus your right eye to their right eye. So you're going to go diagonal, and they'll start to pacify. You'll see them fix their hair, touch their throat, because it's this little hidden power that we have. So you can look at someone's forehead. You can look out of your predominant right eye here as you're talking to someone's left eye, diagonal, crossing, and then that steeple, or just stop looking at them altogether and stop giving them your attention. Someone else at the table, whether it's professional or personal, will say, hey, Mike, hey, Jeff, hey, Susan, stop interrupting her. Let her finish.
Please watch till the end. I just came outside to go to school, but then I saw this. Oh, man! This is very beautiful. Oh, this is a beautiful sight in the morning. You see, when you just wake up and see this as the beginning of the day, you just feel nice. This is good vibes, man. Much love to you for watching. Yo, this is that video. It's a good video that's just invited my mood. You see, guys, man, you see, good vibes. Please share out from wherever.
Who remembers when David Spade posted this?
Crickets. Actually, even the crickets aren't going to do shit. They just spread their legs like this. Bad time to make noise. I saw 2 snails on the way in, and I invited them in, but they said, you know what? Not to be weird, but it's a soft pass because it feels boring. Like, I've seen your monologues. I've seen your jokes. It might be more happening in the driveway, which I thought was polite, but not what I wanted to hear. So here I am inside. I'm quarantined, obviously. I mean, even on Pornhub yesterday, they said, hot quarantines in your area. I wonder if that's true. That feels like clickbait. By the way, my brother now talks in all caps. I'll explain. My mom had a back operation during all these shenanigans. She's sort of self-quarantined because she had her L5, L7, L6, bingo, all that fused together where they put pins. I don't even know what happens, but it sucks, and she's laying down, so my brother gives me updates. He always wants me to call him, so now it's all Kanye. He's all caps all the time. He's like, call me right now. But of course it's my mom, so I call him, but it's never anything. He's like, how can you tell if it's a weed or a flower out? I don't, this isn't, anyway, I get, call me now, and then I get, you won't believe what mom said next. I'm like, that sounds like clickbait. He's talking in clickbait, and it makes me nervous because I'm not calling over that. What mom said today was jaw-dropping. I go, no, I know those terms. I'm not falling for it. And then the next is, this one simple trick mom did left doctors baffled. No, that sounds exactly like clickbait. I'm not doing it. What these cameramen caught these teen girls doing at a pep rally is borderline illegal. Is this still about mom's back? It feels like we're drifting. Jokio drift. If you like coronavirus, and you don't, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna start doing things. I'm gonna work on that hammock I've been promising to make in the backyard. I might take up watercolors. I was gonna pet the raccoon I saw in the tree 3 weeks ago. Gotta get the ladder for that. Zumba classes, taking a Roomba class, which is weird. Gotta lay out the birthday candles for my cake this summer. That decoupage I started in August is gathering dust. I have to alphabetize my colognes. I've been promising myself I'll do that. That sculpture I've been doing is half finished. The sculpture of Sandler. I've only gotten that far. Here's the thing. I'm just gonna say it could be worse. It could be worse. And I wanna say, what would be worse? Would you take this or Godzilla stomping through the country? Now, that's a good question, because right off the bat, I would say Godzilla. You know why? Here's my thinking. Because if he misses you, you live. If he steps on you, you die and it's over. But this is like milked out. I don't like that. I like to know what's happening. And with Godzilla, you know where you stand. Also, it depends on where he would walk through America. Like, I don't want the edges, you know, San Francisco and California and LA, and I wouldn't want the whole East Coast. So it sounds rude, but if you would stay sort of in the middle, I'm not gonna say which states. If I could make the map, let's just say that. If I could make the map and no one would know, believe me, you'd be happy with it. Or would you take this, or if Godzilla would just tiptoe without a map, but he tiptoed. Beep, beep, beep. He's very heavy, but it would still suck, but I would take that. I mean, this all rides on Tom Hanks. Let's be honest, Tom Hanks, national treasure. I love him, we did SNL together. He's a fucking stud. But he's down in Australia like Quentin Quarantino, and I don't like the fact that he's not in the box. Forget Willow Smith. Let's get Tom Hanks in a clear box and watch him. Because if Tom Hanks pulls through, we are gonna be so stoked. It's all riding on Tom Hanks, you guys. If anything happens to Tom Hanks, fuck, that shit's over, dude. I'm just gonna be like, on my roof. Bye.
Oh.
Country roads, where'd you go? All I see is fucking snow.
They always tell you what's happening through TV shows, don't they?
Most fantastic device ever. The Smart Mark. Throw your other devices away, because the Smart Mark is more than just a phone. It's part of you. Use it as cash. Book your travel. And even shoot video. Distribution points are all over the city. And don't let the lines discourage you. The Rook Unlimited Smart Mark is worth the wait.
I never realized how wonderful technology could make me feel. The Smart Mark has brought order to my life.
And the best part? It's absolutely free. A gift of thanks to our city from Rook Unlimited.
Keep watching, it gets worse.
23% of the population has been given the Smart Mark, number 1.
Time to test our system, number 6. The flex fighters are out there.
What? Oh my god. Oh, that's not good.
Get set, go!
Go!
Zoe, go!
Stop acting like y'all don't know how girls act when they want your man. Ladies, don't lie, cause you know how girls move. They be sneaky. That's how every girl be like, I know that girl wants you. I know she do, and nobody believe you.
That entire video is such a good video talking about how if you're a wife, if you're a girlfriend, you know if someone is being too friendly with your man. Like, you have this sense of their motives. My husband has that sense too. He knows if a man is being weird towards me and too friendly and flirty. This is exactly why I say a married man better have good boundaries with other women. That creator also made such a good point. She said whenever her friends get a boyfriend, she like doesn't even care. That's backstory. She doesn't know their last name even when they've been together for like 9 years. Because same, like my friends' husbands, they're cool. But I'm not gonna be like getting to know them. That feels like so obvious common sense. When you are a girl's girl, you have no interest in other women's men.
Huh. Okay. That is what your consciousness looks like. And if you don't believe me, let me explain. It is an amalgamation or a combination of all of the signals that make you up, making your individual frequency. You start with a source frequency. If you don't have it, you're dead. It's animating frequency, life force, quantum field, whatever you want to call it. The mind then splits that signal up into left and right hemispheres of the brain that get translated by the central nervous system in your body, that then step it down to the organs and muscles that tell the cells how to operate within this reality. All of this conscious energy gets stepped down into signals that each one of these things can use to do the various processes that keep you alive. Since consciousness isn't here, you tune into memories using these things, little antennas here called neurons, like a bookmark to where that memory was. And when you connect these, then you have epiphanies and you get a stronger connection to we'll call it there are many gateways to this web, and the spiritual traditions have their own individual ways of getting there and accessing that information. Understanding and developing this develops humanity as a whole.
Huh! You see now that is foreign.
You have no idea how much this video pissed me off. The presentation looks beautiful so far, right? You got the Audi symbol, you got the Dijon mustard, or whatever the fuck that is. I hope it's mustard. And then watch this bull. You might be wondering why it's there. We're all fucking wondering that. Just watch. Rolls it up. Where the fuck did it go?
What happened?
Remember, people who never want to talk about what happened and just want to move on, they're setting you up. They're setting you up for failure all over again. And that same old problem is going to resurface in a couple months from now. And then who ends up beating who up? You end up beating yourself up. I wonder why. If there's anything I've learned in my life, it's that zero accountability means zero change. So don't fall for it.
Okay.
This planet was going to become very difficult to live on because of things that were occurring with the sun. And those things are still occurring with the sun, but something else has occurred that will actually create protection for the planet. Our Earth will not have to go through the 200 years and it's not going to be inhabitable, basically, is what the Camelot interview came to explain. There was something happened that called activation of the failsafe. And the failsafe has to do with what is called the Crystal River failsafe host. And it is a fascinating process that a being or a planet or sometimes even a whole galaxy could go through, where instead of, if there is so much damage to its Templar that it would no longer be able to stay in an eternal life system or it couldn't circulate energy anymore and it would eventually die, there are plane structures, different planes, there are different dimensions, and then there are different planes as well. And there are a set of planes that are referred to as the deity planes. We call them the D planes for short. The D planes are interesting because where we are in our creation here, now you can send like the Hubble craft up and take pictures of, forever out there. We are still in what's called external creation. External creation is huge and massive. It's built on sets of 15-dimensional structure. It has massive structure itself. But internal creation, there is an internal creation that it all started from, and then that spreads out and creation expands outward from that. Think of a sphere, a sphere inside, and then a larger one, just for a basic concept, outside. Interior and exterior creation, internal and external creation. The internal creation fields run something called the deity plane plasmas. They are a type of frequency current that are the base core currents of everything else. And it's from those that the currents that come outside and become the frequency spectra of external creation, some of which science has identified, the outside frequencies come from those inside internal frequency spectra. When we are working with the frequencies of the failsafe, what has occurred in the failsafe is the frequency spectra from internal creation that is usually, except for very, very, very long periods of time that are like even not imaginable from here, there's a separation where external creation goes for very, very long periods before there's any flow back into internal creation. In failsafes, there is a way. A failsafe is only activated if something, like a galaxy, for example, or a planet or a solar system, is going to go into what's called black hole fall, which means there's so much damage to its Templar, it will no longer be able to organically circulate energy, and therefore it will die, to put it simply. There is an opportunity for failsafe to be triggered, which will allow the opening of the frequency conduits that open between the interior creation and the exterior creation, allowing the plasmas, the core plasmas from interior creation, to come out into exterior creation and begin a healing process to restart and to protect that which was going into its Bardo cycle, which is a death cycle. So this planet has had, and this is very, very rare, that these things occur, but this planet has been able to trigger failsafe, which means it's not going to be a planet that has to be evacuated. It can still evolve. It can evolve back into interior creation, and that is what the process that is going to happen. And we have 900 years of this process, but it's a process where the life field of the planet evolves with it, not a process where the sun's going to go crazy and make this where you can't live on it anymore. But it's a process of blending of planes, the planes from the exterior creation and the planes from the interior creation. And this is what the process is about. It's much more sophisticated than what the original plan was back when I wrote the Voyagers books, brought that information in from the Guardians. There was something called the Bridge Zone Project. That was just involving interdimensional scale on the exterior creation level. That project did not work because of something that was called the Invisible Templar Wars that were taking place on this planet and some of the other dimensions and affecting us directly. So instead what we have now is the Crystal River Host failsafe has been activated. In the failsafe, there are sets of gates, just like we have spoken about stargates and where they are and showed the locations of them and how they work and explained all of that ever since the beginning of this work with the Guardians. There's other sets of gates besides what were called the Amente stargates. They were the ones that were the organic first ones of the planet, like the planet's natural normal first level of chakras. If you want to look at stargates on the planet as chakras on a physical body, those little energy centers that you can actually pass through to other space-time locations, there are numbers of sets of these. The external ones were the Amente gates. There's a set of them that connected into the internal creation and what is called authentic Earth or Araya Earth, which is the interior creation's level of the eternal level of this planet. So there are conduits of energy that connect between, and they connect at certain specific sites. The gate sites that correspond with the internal creation and opening the deity planes are referred to as the cathedral complex. And we have been teaching about this since about it was August of 2011. So, no, I think it was Peru 2011, which was October, right? So since 2011, they've been teaching us about the cathedral complex gate system. And it is through that gate system that progressively there will be activations that occur. Activations mean that there are plasma frequency spectrums coming in from the interior creation through into this earth that's in the exterior creation, and progressively building up frequencies of plasma to activate what's called the planetary plasma body. Activation of the plasma body, and that's not the light body, it's not the spirit body, it's not the Rasha body. We have been studying very intense multidimensional anatomy for years. This plasma body is the part of everything that's out here that connects back in to the interior creation and in the deity planes. So the Earth is going through a plasma body activation cycle that will allow it, that is what the fail-safe means. It is going through a plasma body activation cycle, which means the frequency spectra of the interior creation is progressively going to come back into circulation on the planet. It comes into circulation on the planet through the gate system that's referred to as the cathedral complex and the Templar Cathedral complex. So,
oh my god, that's too much!
Welcome to this new series that I'm calling Destroying the Gates and the Gatekeepers. Now listen up. This right here is something that y'all need to quit being scared of. It's something you've been lied to about, and I'm going to explain to you exactly what it is. This right here, this thing all around me, this is just nines. It's 9 and 9 and 9. When you have the eye inside of the triangle, inside of the circle, I is your third eye, but EYE has a numerical value of 9. The triangle, all angles have to add up to 9. Inside of the circle, that is 360 degrees, which equals 9. 3 plus 6 is 9. See, one of the biggest problems is most of y'all are motivated by fear, and you get on YouTube and you watch some kind of video that convinces you that this is the Illuminati. It is, but none of it is what you think it is. 9 is illusion and reality. What we have here is 9 and 9 and 9 into infinity. Illusion, reality, illusion, reality. What is reality? Nothing but an illusion. But how do you shatter an illusion? With reality. Alright, so check this out. What do we have here? The dollar bill. This motherfucker destroys more lives than any sickness on the motherfucking planet. People lose their lives over it, their families, close friends, right here On this motherfucker, it tells you what it is. This thing that everybody is so stressed about, the thing that everybody uses to buy the cage that they stay in, and they only leave the cage to buy food to keep them alive and to go to a job to afford the cage that they wanted. It's all about this. But how do you know it's all about reality and illusion? The Pythagorean numerology chart, right? The number 9 only has 2 letters, I and R. All the other numbers have 3 letters, not 9. It's illusion and reality. It's incarnation and reincarnation. It's yin and yang. It's the mirror number. It's all numbers before it. Everything added up equals 36. And 3 plus 6 is 9. 9 is the end of old things and the beginning of new ones. And the powers that be use illusions to create the reality that they want by getting you to believe in their illusions, therefore feeding it. That's why they convinced you that there was a man named Jesus that came down here to save your sins. No, there wasn't. It's just the story of the stars. And don't you dare say, my God created the stars. Then my God created your God. Shut the fuck up. Everything is just astrology. And people need to get this. This is very important. Even before the numbers, there were the stars. And everything is a story of the stars. Everything. Jesus, the Greek myths, the stories in the Bible. Did you know the books of the Bible represent different planetary bodies? And if you know which ones they are, then things will actually start to make sense. So check this out. Jupiter is Peter, right? So if you go to the books of Peter and you look at chapter and verse, this is the degree of the planet Jupiter. That's all. And it's telling you what it's doing when it's in that degree. The Bible is quite literally the key to the universe if you know how to apply it. This is all information to me that I need to get to you. It's very important that you understand this. And I know some of my longtime viewers are going to be like, I thought you said don't read the Bible. I'm learning too. Every single day. Nobody knows everything. And if they say they do, they're full of shit. Remember, everything comes down to 9. 9 is everything. And if you are a life path 9, you better wake the fuck up. Why do you think the top of the triangle is lit up in this picture? 9 is synonymous with the crown chakra. It's essential to opening the crown chakra. You should be mindful of things like your Saturn returns. Saturn is Satan, is Jesus, it's all that shit. It's time itself. The day you're born, Saturn's in a certain location. In 28 years, he's going to be back in that location. That's your first Saturn return. And then everyone gets a second coming of Christ. And you don't know the day or the hour. But when Saturn comes back, based on the gifts he gave you when he first came, and what you did with those gifts, when he gets back, he's going to motherfucking judge you. He's coming back when you're 56, but you don't know the day or the hour. The Bible's telling you all this shit. It's essential that we wake the fuck up. And we need to wake up together. And actually use manifestation to create whatever reality you want. If you're a life path 9, you're the best at it. But it comes from understanding the law of illusion and reality. Hermeticism and hermetic principles are essential as well. Some stoicism in there, it'll help you have a disciplined mind. So this shit ain't all willy-nilly. I know sometimes I speak willy-nilly and shit, but you know, Gemini mind. What can I say? I hope this is starting to help you understand. Everything is fake. It's not what it seems. Question everything. Take to the internet. Learn your astrology. Learn all of it. Don't pick just one. Do your tropical. Do your Vedic. Do your human design. Everyone has the ability to go learn this shit. If you want to get a reading from me, I'm happy to oblige, but you're not paying for hidden knowledge. You're just paying for my time to take it and apply it in one place and give it to you, about you, in the third person. We offer human design. We offer starters for when you're getting into the Western Zodiac. We have more in-depth whole house readings. We have karmic debt readings. If any of these interest you, shoot me a personal message and I'll get you a reading ASAP. And until the next video, remember, Saturn's coming back for you.
Yo, what's up, good people? Thanks for clicking and even watching these videos. You see, now watching up to this far is a very good gesture of love. And I believe in you, man. From wherever you are, you can be an ambassador of love and peace and unity and spread good vibes to all those around you, man. You see, it's all you're all about. And this is that time where we smash the like button and leave a comment if you haven't done that already. And if you have done it, you can leave another one for confirming and said good vibes. Watch it till the end. You are loved and respected. Good vibes, man.
Going through a spiritual awakening is incredibly difficult because it is incredibly lonely. First of all, you have to be alone in order for you to actually go inside. So if you are meant for it, the universe gets you to be alone. Puts you in isolation so you can go inside and talk to spirit. But the thing is, man, being alone for a long period of time and just going in your own mind and fixing yourself and having these discoveries about spirit about consciousness, about yourself, and not being able to talk to other people about it, it's very lonely. And it can be discouraging at times, because no matter what, we are still human. Even if we're spiritual people, we are still human. We still have egos. We still want to talk to people. We want to tell them that this is how I'm going. This is my self-development journey, blah, 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 blah. But that's the point of this journey. It is a personal journey between you and your guides. Your journey is literally magical. You don't need others' approval.
Oh, much love to yourself, man.
Look at this, y'all. Stop, Molly. Ooh, it's a sign of good luck and faith. Oh my God, how pretty. Look how pretty that is. Beautiful. 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 Oh my goodness. You don't see this. You don't see that. You don't see it looking pretty like that. Oh, he ran across. Beautiful.
Oh, that's very beautiful, man.